democracy and good governance, promote peace and security, build on long-term economic growth, and strengthen our business ties. I also look forward during this visit to meet with entrepreneurs and artists and students and farmers to witness firsthand the extraordinary innovation and creativity that is occurring on this continent and inspiring the world.
This visit by Vice President Kamala Harris is intended to build on discussions that were held between Africa and the United States during the U.S.-Africa Summit held in December last year. While she's here, she will hold economic discussions with President Akufo-Addo. And as Ghana is seeking to restructure its debt with its foreign partners, the expectation is that these discussions will go a long way to help Ghana in this regard and also help the country get the $3 billion IMF bailout it is seeking from the International Monetary Fund. For Citi News, my name is Charles Osukume, reporting from the Kozaka International Airport.
Now, the first accused person in the ongoing coup plotters case, Dr. McPalm, has been confirmed dead. Dr. McPalm and 9 others, including ACP Benjamin Agojo, were arrested in 2019 for allegedly plotting to topple the government. The accused persons have been on trial since their arrest for the offense of high treason while on bail. The state in its case against the accused persons indicated that weapons, ammunition and explosives procured and manufactured for the purposes of the coup were retrieved from the Citadel Hospital belonging to Dr. McPalm. The accused persons, however, have denied the allegations of plotting to destabilize the country. But weeks after Dr. McPalm opened his defense, Citi News sources have confirmed the passing of the medical doctor. Let's move away from that story and bring you more now. And hundreds of dry season farmers in the Konzokala electoral area of the Drought municipality of the Upper West region are counting their losses due to the drying up of the Jara Dam, which is their only source of water. This situation has caused some of the farmers, who are mostly the youth, to flee the area due to their inability to pay their credit facilities as a result of the drying up of their farms. Some of the farmers who spoke to Citi News' Latif Mahama complained that the situation is impacting them negatively and it is also affecting their socio-economic lives, and appealed to the government to urgently come to their aid to desilting the dam.
More than 500 farmers, mostly the youth from Tampui, Duri, Tamparziene and Dago within the Konzokala electoral area of the Jirapa municipality, depend on the Chare Dam for their dry season farming. The farmers cultivate crops such as tomatoes, onions, garden eggs and other varieties of vegetables in large quantities, which serve as their major source of income. The dam also serves as a major source of water to the livestock in the communities and for domestic purposes. Beyond its agricultural impact, the Chare Dam has over the years contributed significantly to a reduction in youth migration from the Konzokala electoral area to other parts of the country in search of menial jobs. Some of these farmers tell Citi News they make between 6,000 and 10,000 Ghana cedis from their gardens during the dry season, which spans from November to March. In spite of its significance, the Chare Dam has completely dried up, leaving the farmers stranded.
This is the Chara Dam here in the Jirapa municipality of the Upper West region. This dam engaged more than 1,000 inhabitants of the Tamparziene community here in the municipality. However, as you can see, the dam has dried up, leaving the inhabitants to their fate. We are told that more than 1,000 youth in this area have migrated to Kumasi and other parts of the country to engage in menial jobs, particularly in Galamsey.
Amato ka abundi wataka ama keka kuma baati kerka katidi nyeru to government tingere pelsan hakoro acharni a ate dampu ngayele nyeka banita na tuwa awarso ka kun bebe ana viele na ya akote
akuna be chibe na te tai doga bunso atene me banjara kun jure te don me banjara kun so ata wahala akote a de ga dinunte na ina ata sumu kote yaga ata sum lobo ata sum a chara ne ate bibli school gawo yele aya be puri ka ziyarment manye ziyara adi ale ya be min puri ka te mala de akpeninda atun akwara nye librifi a chara ne a sim yiltare ka de mota bundira ba di pome te mala dira sa libira ale peda ale chan da bundir
akwana da mabebe ti tamama gare jon tuma iya gadin tuma kan tuna tuma iya gadin correct so ka pampana yu kontata tin tama en ti tamanja ya bun ka ji yu mina la tatama en tuma manja bonza awala ka de kelasa twal so ga sur ma twal ga galese te kera ate kele bala kuma fina na mambe karmen tela en pampana kuma bara mo karma gba la po ala karmen kele an wata mo karmen yo luan de chamen so karfam yere pel kura a gwabinate ane nimi mbaru deme ko hana wanje tinne mbalu ko wasonte so kar titamala gara aswere so ka gadi tema iya gadi temanje bona temanje ama bon sonte kar mangwari yidar motor atuna suna atinga hamitore.
This 35-year-old pregnant mother of three tells Citi News her husband had run away from the village to the southern part of the country to do illegal mining so that they can get money to pay back a facility he took to invest in this garden.
Komi wasinka wo ana wo wona ka akunmi abin sotie abele chibe kana lamira komi ka tomba karpor akor agade da sema wajibe karaton ka anti school ampana ya min gaay gelinse akwana nyora la wele chibe o gaay gelinse chembe ampana mi mama mi ye popo so inkolabonye elubiri agate gani doctor be agate la tonson a school bi ko ga school.
The assemblyman for the Kunzokala electoral area says majority of the youth in the area have moved to down south in search for menial jobs because they no longer have any source of livelihood due to the state of the dam.
They have cultivated over 5-acre land of vegetables here, expecting that the water will stay, but unfortunately that is not so. It has dried up very early this year, and all the crops are now left to the mercy of the sun. In fact, it's a pity. If we look at what is happening now, most of the young guys who were owners of these gardens have abandoned the thing to run to south to look for galamsey and other activities to do. Some have left over their pregnant wives and they are at least struggling, and we don't know how to handle that because they used to make a lot of money out of this. The previous years, many people have built houses, bought motorbikes and other things from this place as a result. But for now, this year, unfortunately, the dam has dried up so early. My appeal to government is that at least let us see how we can help other non-governmental organizations that can come to our aid. Please, this dam has contributed a lot to the livelihood of our people here. These people are already into the job and they are doing it. They have demonstrated that they are ready to do the work. So if we invest into this, it will yield result. Government should come to our aid to desal this dam so that at least we can have water throughout the year. So these farmers will come back to business, and then it will reduce our problems within this area.
The Jirapa Municipal Director of Agriculture expressed fears that the unemployment situation in the area will worsen if the dam is not rehabilitated.
When I came, I first of all came to the dam. And when I saw the potentials, the human beings, the youth, the way they are interested to do the work here. In fact, it was one of the first dams I actually visited, the Cherere Dam, because I realized that these youth, we are preventing them not to moving to the south for different work or galam. Some people are going for galamseys and all those things. And before you can prevent them, you have to get something for them doing here. So I am actually appealing to the authority, those who can help us to make sure this dam is installed. so that at least the youth, the aged, those who cannot move anywhere can get something doing.
The drying up of the Chare Dam is bringing untold hardship to the people of Tamparziene and other surrounding communities. The people are thus calling on the government to, as a matter of urgency, come to their aid by desilting this dam. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Latif Mahama, Tamparziene.
Now, management of the Anglo Gold Ashanti Diaprim and the Goldfields Taco mines have assured that the proposed joint venture between the two companies will not result in job losses as feared. The measure, if successful, will make the company the largest gold mine in Africa and is expected to significantly cut down on the cost of production. The proposed joint venture is expected to take place by the end of the year 2023. Management of the two companies addressed the media on Friday, and Citi News' Nashika Caesar was there and has more.
Plans of a proposed joint venture of Anglo Gold Ashanti Diaprim and Goldfields Taco mines was recently announced by the two mining companies. The proposed measure is expected to improve life of the mine, ensure business efficiency and operational synergy through combining respective ore bodies and infrastructure for the benefit of shareholders and stakeholders. It will also make the new company, which will be named Goldfields Ghana Limited, the largest mining company in Africa. Once the requisite approvals are through, the government will have a stake of 10%, Goldfields will have 60% stakes, and Anglo Gold will have 30%. The Executive Vice President and Head of Goldfields West Africa, Joshua Mototi, said the joint venture will maximize production for both entities.
We're extremely excited about the opportunity to create a mining entity with the potential to become the largest gold mine in Africa, delivering safe, sustainable, and profitable production over the long term. We will do this by leveraging the operating efficiency advantage at Tagwa due to its scale to unlock higher gold rates at Diaprim and maximizing production across both processing plants. Goldfields and Anglo Gold Ashanti share a long history. Indeed, most of us have worked for each other, including myself, in Ghana, and are committed to working collaboratively to operate a world-class gold mine. This creates a platform to develop the substantial mineral endowment at Tagwa and Diaprim. The proposed joint venture will be a high-quality asset that will offer sustainable returns over an estimated life of at least 18 years. This means we're looking at estimated average production on a 100% basis of approximately 900,000 ounces per annum over the first 5 years, and in excess of 600,000 ounces per annum over the estimated life of the operation. It is proposed that once the requisite approvals are received, the government of Ghana will have a stake of 10% in the joint venture. Goldfields will have 60% and Anglo Gold will have 30%. The proposed joint venture is subject to the conclusion of due diligence and definitive transaction agreements and the requisite regulatory approvals.
On his part, the managing director of Anglo Gold Ashanti Gold Mines, Eric Isubontin, indicated that the proposed joint venture will not result in massive job losses.
What we are focusing on to unlock value is not about cutting jobs. It's about unlocking value by bringing two ore bodies together, leveraging of the efficiencies and grades and flexibility in planning and so on that you get from each of those operations coming together. It's not about job cuts. We've already said that this joint venture is not going to have any major impact on employment. There could be a relatively small impact on some jobs, and it could be a change of job, not necessarily losing your job. But even in those situations, we will work through it together, the two HR teams, on a combined structure, And those that will be impacted, we will look at opportunities to redeploy them in other areas. It's only after that if we can't find a redeployment opportunity that we talk about compensation. And we'll do it the right way, underpinned by our values, governed by law, and our collective agreements, and most importantly, being transparent and open to employees as we do so.
You're still watching the City Newsroom here on City TV. Still to come. Pupils and students in some selected basic and junior high schools in the Nanumba South and North District to heave a sigh of relief following the provision of needed furniture by Action Aid Ghana. We have details of this and other stories coming up shortly. Do stay.
Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
And you're welcome back to the City Newsroom. Let's do more stories now. And there is a strong push for human rights considerations and the best practices by law enforcement agencies in the implementation of the Narcotics Control Commission Act 2020 to help strengthen Ghana's drug policy reforms. The new law seeks to treat drug use and dependence as a public health issue rather than being a criminal trial, leading to custodial sentences. City News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
A chunk of inmates who find themselves in major prisons in Ghana were arrested for drug-related offenses. While some were arrested for possession, others were arrested for using the drugs. A former executive secretary of the Narcotics Control Board, Yao Akrisi Sapon, says the approach used in fighting drug-related offenses in Ghana has been retrogressive.
How many drug people, I mean, the big time have been arrested in Ghana? You are journalists. I want you to investigate the thing yourself, and do the database so that you'll be educating the public and say that in 2023, 100 big shots were arrested. This is what we saved. 5,000 small smokers who were not using violence were arrested. And this is how much the state, when they are arrested, do you know how much it takes a day to feed them? Even if it's minimum, even if it's 1 cedi, it means 5,000 a day, thereabouts. I'm not saying that is what it is, but there was a time when you have about let's say we have 5,000, even 3,000 prisoners, even 1,000 prisoners. It means the state is spending 1,000 cedis on them in a day. That is evidence. And if it is for a year, what does that be? 365,000. If it's for 2 years, you are going to 1 million. Could that thing not be used for something else? You know, it could be used for education and helping them get out of it.
The Narcotics Control Commission Act 2020, Act 1019, has converted the prison term for drug possession for personal use into a fine of between 200 and 500 penalty units. This means that people will no longer be sent to prison for up to 10 years for possessing drugs for personal use with this law in place. The executive director of POS Foundation, Jonathan Osei Owusu, believes the implementation of the new drug law will help decongest Ghana's prisons.
When somebody uses drug, he is like somebody who is sick. He needs help. So we do not want to see drug use from the criminal point of view, but from the public health and human right point of view, so that if somebody uses drug, the person will be given treatment from a rehab so that the person can be reintegrated back into society rather than sending the person to prison. Why? Because when they get to prison through a roll of marijuana, they get contaminated with hardened criminals. They come out and home sweet home, as they call it, they want to go back there because that is where they have the friends. This time he may go in with a gun, taking somebody's life, because we could have just made the person stay outside, have a rehabilitation process, and then the person will get reformed. The issue of recidivism or reoffending will just not be an issue in our system. But when you have somebody going to prison over a roll of marijuana and coming back and going again, that person may go in through something serious that may take people's life. That is why we are looking at drug use from that point of view.
He also appealed for a presidential pardon for persons sentenced for possessing drugs for personal use. The Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA, and the POS Foundation spearheaded a training workshop for officers from the Drug Law Enforcement and Prosecution Units on the Act. Head of Legal and Prosecution at the Ashanti Regional Police Command, ACP Kofi Blagoji, believes such engagements will enhance police work.
It's going to help the police service because these are some of the reformations that have been introduced by the police administration, that a policeman should see their work not basically as maybe trying to make sure that people go into prisons, but another way of reformation that will enhance individual citizens. So all these are part of what we are trying to do.
Stakeholders are hopeful the implementation of the Act will help Ghana to effectively fight against drugs. Hafiz Tijani, Citi News, Kumasi.
Let's turn our attention to education now, because pupils and students in some selected basic and junior high schools in the Nanumba North and South districts in the northern region can now heave a sigh of relief following the provision of needed furniture by ActionAid Ghana. Pupils in the two districts are faced with the challenge of inadequate furniture. Pupils are thus forced to sit on the bare floor during teaching hours. This gesture will in no doubt be of great help to these schools and its pupils. There is more in the following report by our Northern Regional Correspondent Mohammed Amino M. Alabira.
Citi News on several occasions has reported on challenges of students in the Nanumba North municipality with regard to inadequate furniture. Pupils in some cases sit on the bare floor for teaching and learning. Extension teachers have bemoaned. Parents seeking admission for their wards in some schools are asked to provide furniture as a condition for admission. In the Nanumba North municipality alone, the furniture deficit is about 16,000. When Citi News reported this, ActionAid Ghana also did a survey in the area and identified inadequate furniture in the area as a major challenge. The DAS proceeded to assist by providing furniture for nursery, primary and junior high schools for the two districts. At the Nanumba South district, about 86 chairs and table set furniture for KG 310 pieces dual decks for primary and 92 pieces of dual decks for junior high schools were provided. Nanumba North received 114 chairs and table set for KG, 460 pieces of dual decks for primary and 105 pieces of dual decks for the junior high schools. Presenting the furniture, the Northern Regional Programs Manager for Action Aid Ghana, Madam Esther Boatin, said the organization was touched by the situation, hence the intervention. She has therefore admonished the districts to take very good care of the furniture provided. She appealed to other individuals and organizations to support the education of children in the two districts.
All what we are doing is just to complement whatever we would have wished if there was money we do for every school in this municipality. But this is our widow's mite. So all what we want to say is that you take good care of the furniture, maintain it, so that the next time we come, we will be touched to raise more money, to do more. And I wish to appeal to all other NGOs and all other businesses within Bimbila to support, to get more furniture for the school children.
The furniture was donated to the district assemblies for onward presentation to the Education Directorate. The District Chief Executive for Nanumba South, Honorable Zakaria Yusuf, expressed their gratitude to Action Aid Ghana for the intervention, describing it as very timely.
Relative to our schools, basic schools, they have mobilized a number of chairs and tables to support the education sector to mitigate the challenge the schools face when it comes to furniture. And I am very happy that at this moment, at this critical moment, a benevolent organization, a philanthropic organization in Action Aid Ghana has come to our aid.
He further used the occasion to highlight some other challenges in the district and appeal for some support to address them.
We are, I may say, a deprived district with a lot of challenges in every sector of our human development. Not only education. When you come to health, water, security, every aspect, we are challenged. And it is important we ask for philanthropic support so that we can at least find some mitigations. We can reduce the deficit we have in these areas.
The Municipal Director of Education for Nanumba North thanked Action Aid Ghana for the gesture, saying it will go a long way to improve teaching and learning. The Human Resource Officer for Nanumba North, Mr. Aliu Abu Sofyan, spoke on behalf of the Municipal Director.
Furniture and also hand over to our head teachers and headmasters for use in our classrooms. In fact, I must say that this furniture has come at the right time because the furniture deficit we have in our district is over 16,000. And I think with this intervention, it will help reduce the pressure of furniture we have in the municipality. It will help facilitate teaching and learning in our schools.
Some head teachers of the beneficiary schools who spoke to Citi News were excited about the intervention.
We are very happy having this furniture handed over to DES and to our schools. Actually, in the classrooms, we could find a number of students, 4, squeezed on one desk. I think this will be a great relief to us.
Sometimes there are some few dual desks that are meant for only 2 people. You come to the classroom and you see 2, 3 people sitting on it. So they become difficult for teaching and learning to go on. So now that we have received some furniture, I think it will relieve the burden we are going through in the classrooms.
Some students also shared their excitement with Citi News.
We are very excited to have these days. It can improve us to learn very more. So sometimes we are sitting on the ground, but now if we have the chairs, we can sit on it. Learn very easy.
We are excited because we were not having chairs. Some of us were sitting on the ground. So now that we are having chairs, we can sit there and be comfortable. Our teachers can also teach us well, because when we were sitting on the ground, they were not able to teach us. The class were overcrowded. So now that we are having these chairs, we can sit there and be comfortable, and learning will be easy for us.
Schools in Nanumba North and South municipality in the northern region can give us sign of relief, because Action Aid has come to the aid of the schools by donating number of furniture from Libya, Mohammed,
Still on education, school authorities at Dazaban DA Basic School in Gomwanyanyano are worried over the lack of adequate infrastructure, which they say does not correlate with the over 100,000 student population of the school. School children are forced to attend class in an overcrowded space due to the lack of adequate chairs. Central Regional Correspondent Calvin Stete has more.
This is the Dadiban DA Basic School, located in the fishing community of Gomwanyanyano in the Gomwa East District of the Central Region. It has a student population of over 1,000, but its huge population does not correlate with the infrastructure in the school, as students struggle with adequate chairs and tables for use in the classroom. Some students are forced to use the veranda when the classroom gets full. According to Citi News sources, one class accommodates over 100 students, putting the burden on teachers in the classroom who are faced with the task of controlling the class. The community, through communal labor and support from traditional authorities in Gomwanyanyano, managed to build the school, but they lament the lack of support on the part of government towards building a government school in the enclave. Here are some leaders of the community on the challenges confronting the school in an interview with Citi News.
And a normal time when you come to the school, when the school is in, the classes are in progress, you could see many children they have their desk on the veranda and all that. One classroom takes about almost 150 people. So for a teacher to teach these people, how effective will it be?
When it gets to a mug and other things, the children will be on the veranda. When you come into the classroom, you see 2-3 people on one chair instead of 2 or 1 person, and they will be on the chair. Very encouraged.
The Gomwanyanyano enclave has over 100 basic schools in the area, and traditional authorities want government to support the community with a secondary school. Nana Ayukwe is the Ankobiahine of Gomwanyanyano traditional area, and he shares with Citi News efforts made towards this drive.
We've already been to the Vice President and other stakeholders. We also needed a secondary school, because with community which has about over 105 basic schools, definitely need a secondary school. And we are going to start, but we need the government to come into our aid and provide the staff and the administrative staff and all those things. We have provided for land and other this thing in place. The only thing the government to do is to come and put up modern secondary school for us.
In addition to these challenges, the school is also struggling with criminals and other elements using the school premises as their base to perpetrate crime.
In fact, when it gets to evening, 5:30 that way, when you come into the school, you come and see we smokers and all these people around. They are here, some of them are armed, some of them holding knives and other things. So when we come here, we are unable to stay around with them. Our children are in danger.
School authorities in Dadiban DA Basic School here in Gomwanyanyano are worried that the number of student population does not correlate with the number of structures here in the school. The school has also made efforts to construct a wall to prevent criminals from entering into the campus.
but they say they need more help from government. Carl Esteta, Citi News. Gomwanyanyano.
This is still the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV with me, Coup Ediama. Answer still to come. Over 30,000 patrons enjoy Ghanaian delicacies amidst good entertainment at the 2023 edition of Citi FM and Citi TV's Back to Your Village Food Bazaar. Details of this and other stories coming up shortly. Kindly stay.
Is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Alphabet City. Now I'm a landlord. I don't pay rent. And my Airbnb business is booming.
To me, bank and I'm say Alphabet City. The pension pay 20%. The payment plan, I want to share my man. Very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
You're welcome back to the program. Let's do more stories. And over 30,000 patrons have been recorded to have participated in the 2-day Back to Your Village Food Bazaar event. The bazaar is one amongst other programs lined up to celebrate the Heritage Month of March and to draw the attention to the consumption of indigenous Ghanaian cuisines and drinks. Patrons and vendors on the last day of the event expressed satisfaction and called for more of such events. The following report chronicles the 10 of events on both days. Well, as anticipated, the 2023 edition of the Back to Your Village Food Bazaar brought together people from all walks of life and a wide range of delicacies which are indigenous foods made right here in the country, from the northern through the middle belt to the southern part of the country. And this, we know, is as part of events to mark the Heritage Month of March. Well, to launch this particular event was the regional minister Henry Korte, who said that he was pledging his support to this initiative, and he says that he's going to throw his weight behind this initiative all through the year and in subsequent years. Also, the managing director of Citi FM and Citi TV, Samuel Atamensa, also explained the reason behind the Back to Your Village Food Bazaar.
Indeed, I'm very excited seeing what I'm seeing. And again, if I have to be a bit biased, that it's happening at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. Gaman Shikmo no Genche. Well, for making this day possible for us, because indeed they say man proposes, but God disposes. The organizers, those who had the concepts and indeed for us to see what they are experiencing today. This program, for me, must be encouraged so we can escalate it. By the grace of the Almighty God, and on behalf of the Regional Coordinating Council, I wish to declare that this bazaar is duly opened. It is my hope and prayer that this place will be filled beyond human imagination.
The whole effort is to make sure that the food that we grew up knowing is brought back to the shelves. Just understand that anytime you go to the supermarket, to the shops, every food item that you pick out puts a job on the table for somebody. Now you have to decide whether you want to put a job on the table for a Ghanaian or for a Malaysian or for a Taiwanese. So the more foreign foods you buy, the more jobs you create in other countries. We want to reverse the trend, promoting our indigenous foods, and that's why we are here.
So the second day of the food bazaar also caught the attention of some prominent individuals in society, and for them they say that this is one great initiative that should be commended.
I think it's a laudable one. It's something that we need to celebrate Citi for the innovation. I mean, some of the things you see here, if you don't go to the village, and how many times do we get opportunities to go to the village, you don't get to see them. And many of these meals are getting out, they're going out of stock. And I mean, for many people, their kids, they're afraid to even take their kids back to the village. So their kids actually don't go to the village. But at least we've been able to bring the kids through. They've asked questions about the meals. You've explained to them this is from the southern, from the northern, this is made with this is made with that. And the fact that you even have desserts that are local and local drinks that are healthier than the processed drinks. So it's a laudable initiative. I wish we could do this more than only once a year, so that at least we give people the opportunity to come together, if it's twice a year or every quarter. It's because you can see the patronage is high, so it's a good thing. I don't know the level of support Citi has from government on this, but I think that this should be something that the state must begin to take interest in. We're looking at the cost of importation of food. Okay, you're looking at rice importation and all of that. I saw a local Ghanaian rice stand here. Okay, and so that's good. You're marketing it, but if we build a taste for Ghanaian meals, and most of the material that is used, millets, maize, are grown locally, you're going to have a lot of import substitution. So then there'll be a ready market for people to invest in maize farms locally, because you know that there's a huge Ghanaian demand for it.
Yeah, I think that this is something you must repeat. You must do this not once in a year. It could be on a quarterly basis. I think that you need to consider that.
I want to know, immediately you got here, what sense did you make of the whole place? Because some people say that it is taking them back memory.
Well, I've seen a few bazaars. I witnessed the pork bazaar at the trade fair somewhere in the very early 1990s. And I see that Ghanaians really love Ghanaian food. And Ghanaians will go anywhere there is a food bazaar like this. And in particular, if the quality of food is good, Ghanaians would always patronize. And so perhaps it's a day to remember, and a day people would look forward to.
It's been successful. I can say that I am amazed. I never expected it to be this big. It's huge, and it's been good. I just was talking to one of the vendors. She said, look, she's even tired. She's made her money already, and she wants to go home. But people are making requests on her. It's good. I'm particularly happy with the kids, the young ones who are here, introducing these young ones to our traditional dishes and things. It's wonderful. I think we should do that more. Some of them are enjoying themselves. They don't normally have time to go out and have this fun because they are holed up in their houses, playing games and all these things. And this is good. If we can open them up to such cultural events and traditional events, it gives them a different type of education. Open them to who they are as Ghanaians. And now I think I want to congratulate Citi for this wonderful initiative. It's marvelous.
So the second day was more like an upgrade of the very first day because patrons increased in number. Also, food vendors say that they sold out the various foods that they had brought and to sell for patrons who were available at the Back to Your Village Food Bazaar.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's a lot of food around, so I'm just going around tasting a lot of food. What do we eat? Tilapia. Yeah, tilapia. And what's it, banku? Banku, yes. Yes. How was the food? Oh, it was real good. I ate the whole thing.
I think that it is the program is as advertised. There are so many vendors compared to last year. I think there are many people around now. There are many vendors. So we've gone through. We've seen that it's been very, very fantastic. Yeah. I think it's fantastic. For me personally, I'm not too adventurous with food, so I go with what I know. But going around with my wife, we've seen that there are so many different foods. We've even seen some dawa jollof we want to take home and go and try that out. So I think that there are different varieties of food for all the regions in Ghana, and I think that this is a very, very good initiative by Citi.
Attendance for the two-day event was in excess of 30,000 patrons. The Back to Your Village Food Bazaar is one of the flagship events forming part of Citi TV and Citi FM's Heritage Month, which comes off every year in March. This year's Back to Your Village Food Bazaar was powered by Citi FM and Citi TV and proudly sponsored by Vortic Mineral Water, Malta Guinness, Africa Business Bureau, Fortune Amopa, Pan-African Savings and Loans, and Gino.
So you saw the very beautiful scenes from the 2023 edition of the Back to Your Village Food Bazaar. You'd want to join us next year. Well, that's it for our package for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to CitiTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and on GoTV channel 182. I am Coup Ediama, and so many thanks for your company.
Regardless of what your point of view may be, he holds a mirror for you to see the reflection of reality.
2 young